And we are jumping into it, so welcome everyone to game number 1 of the series, Babaorum versus Lamb. We probably can't change the information in the scoreboard over here. Babaorum, let me make sure that I am not getting this information wrong. It's French, and then Slam is Canadian. There we are. We're probably going to switch colors though, and we are just going to call these deciders. Yeah, like that. We're probably just going to switch the colors. We're probably going to be using blue for Babaorum, right? So he's got one of his flag colors, and Slam's going to have his only flag color. And yeah, that's a little bit better, I think. Welcome everyone to game number 1 then. We're going to have Japanese versus Cumans. Japanese, this is the second time that we see on this map, back to back basically, and we'll see if Babaorum is able to make it work better than in the previous game. While Slam playing Cumans, of course, I'm just going to have the ability to go for extra economy with the second TC, with access to the second TC in the fuel H. Yeah. It's gonna be all very strong for him. In Babaorum, well, Babaorum will be the one putting pressure, I imagine. Although seeing Cumans on this map, I wonder if Babaorum will try to adjust his strategy accordingly and maybe make a play for a fast castle into... Well, castle drop for Japanese is not that common because what are you going to do? Samurai, right? But the fast castle into a siege push, perhaps, something like that, knights can work. It's one of the strongest strategies. Against the Cumans. There we go. We are starting to get close. Slam should be on his way to the field H. Yeah, he's going for one extra villager. Probably could have gone up right away. Yeah, anyway. He's going up to the field H. We're going to see the second TC come up for Slam very soon. He's not going as fast. He's not being as aggressive about his second TC over here as I have seen Cumans go for on different maps, actually. No bets? Oh, right. Sure. Let's know predictions for game number 1 over here. Guys, who wins game number 1? Option 1 is going to be Babaorum. Option 2 is going to be Slam. Both players are very, very close in terms of elo, and the predictions are going to stay open for 5 minutes. Yeah, screw it. There we are. For the next 5 minutes then, you can use your channel points to make predictions on who you think is going to win the game. Now Babaorum's going after the fuel H himself as well, but he's going up on 21 population. This is not very strong. He's going to start going for some militias. There is so much damage he's got to do to prevent Slam from getting a hit. It's ridiculous, and not my favorite strategy against Cumans for sure, but I guess it could work. We'll see, we'll see. When's the last time you have seen a forward TC from Cumans in field? A forward TC from Cumans? Oh man, months maybe? I think I might have seen that once or twice, you know, from all the games that I have cast. I think probably the last time that I saw it was on one of these S-tier tournaments. I don't know if it was Battle Africa or if it was Return of the Clans, one of these team games where a Cuman player went for the second TC forward to douche. I don't know if it was Licks. It might have been Licks. Or maybe Rubenstock, right? But yeah, Slam gets to the field H and he's going for the TC on the back. I think he was trying to find resources, perhaps. He hasn't really... Oh, yeah. Well, the deer are too far away over here. On the right-hand side is a much better spot for him to settle for economy, but unfortunately he's missing the... Oh, man! The outpost by 1 tile! If he saw the outpost, he would have seen all of this. To be fair, though, with the militias, now Minotaurs coming forward from Babaorum, collecting any resources from outside would be extremely risky, so it's not something he would have gone for even if he had vision of it. Not right away, but it's unfortunate that he doesn't know, because he could potentially have made a play for it in the later stages. I guess he still has time to find out about it until he actually has the freedom to go out to keep on collecting resources anyway. And yeah, now Babaorum's just on a Hail Mary over here, really hoping for the Minotaurs to get something done. Anything. Babaorum coming forward with archers as well. There we go, he's coming in, but there's already a second layer of walls over here from Slam. 5 houses, mind you, as well. So, pretty decent. Wow! Over 27,000 bones bet already for the players. Close to 15k for Slam. About 12k for Babaorum. There's still about 2 minutes, guys, for you to get your predictions going. Slam gets the tower up over here. He successfully fends Babaorum's push off over here. And wow, he's even able to get one of the reinforcement archers, which is really, really good. Very valuable to find one of those picks. Yo, Rick Leafy! Dude, thanks so much for the resub. 7 months. Well, September is the time to go for it for sure. There are discounts on subs, gifted subs as well. Anybody who wants to support the stream further than just with the conversions can do so now as well. So it's a great opportunity. Beautiful, another defense tower is coming out for Sam. And he's been collecting stone as well, so this is not coming in particularly expensive for him. Eventually, if he keeps on collecting stone, he'll be able to go for a castle once he's up to the castle age himself, so it's not something that he's forced into just to defend with towers. It's something that he also wants to go for, to eventually be able to go for a castle and keep checks. So yeah, that's good. Slam's just defending, exactly, just playing defensive over here, which is oftentimes easier than playing aggressive, of course, and especially with the humans with 2 TCs, it's so hard to make a push work against them, a field age push work against them. Babaorum will be the first player to get to the castle age, though, or at the very least the first player to click up to the castle age. Slam, on the other hand, will be up a little bit later, but it shouldn't be too much of a difference, and also, he's already managed to get an 11 villager lead, which means by the time Babaorum gets to the castle age, and assume that Slam can keep both DCs working at all times whilst Babaorum's going up to the castle age, Slam is going to increase his villager lead by a further 12 villagers, so it's going to go up from 12 extra villagers over here all the way up to 24 extra villagers by the time Babaorum gets to the castle age himself. Nice push. This is kind of an unfortunate map generation for Slam though, because this is open still. I mean, not really open, as in his enemy can come in straight into his base, but the fact that he can even put pressure from the left hand side is kind of unfortunate for Slam. For how good it would have been if he had just connected the palisades over here, right? Anyway, Castle is gonna be on the way for Slam very soon, which means that the 24 villager lead is not going to be the case anymore, as he's going to have one of the TCs research in the next stage, but still, I mean, he's managed to get already 19 extra villages, which is remarkable. And he should be on his way to the castle age, so he'll be able to keep on going for villagers while going out to the next stage. So he'll still keep on getting ahead, further ahead. He's already on 21 extra villagers. I think he gets to 23 extra villagers actually, right? Yeah, Babaorum's still 50 seconds away from it. Either way, huge difference, yeah. One second. Alright. Siege Workshop. It's coming out now for Mr. Babaorum. It's got Bakinaru and the Crossman upgrade coming up. Here we go. Slam's getting to the castle age very soon, and as expected, he's been collecting a lot of stone. He doesn't really have quite enough to go for a defensive castle right away, unless he uses the market. And if he buys 200 stone, he actually might be able to go for a castle over here, which is going to put a stop to whatever Babaorum's push is going to consist of in the castle age. Well, the cross is over here. He cannot really go for the castle forward though, if he wanted to go for a castle even. Wow, what is this? The one knight. Yeah, he was thinking of going for the magnet, but couldn't do it. Yeah, the golds are kind of unfortunate. But he still has plenty over here to get by until he's able to push Babaorum back. Which I think Slam should be able to do sometime soon. More knights coming out as well. He's got 2 stables. And it should work. Right now, Babaorum's been going only for men-at-arms and archers. Actually, he's got just 2 men-at-arms left. Oh, no way! The cast is coming up over here. Wait a moment, the Babaorum's got vision. That is so lucky for Babaorum! If he had the men-at-arms just one touch closer, he would have been able to spot the castle. And boy, that would have been huge. Okay, now he's coming in. And he's going to spot it, but it's too late. We have enough villagers over here that now should be able to get the castle up no matter what. It's just going to come at a cost of a few villagers. Plus, with the knights over here, he does end up pushing the crossbows away. So it's not even going to be that many villagers. As a matter of fact, I don't think he lost a single vill over here, did he? I don't think he did. Yeah. Wow, this is nice. Lost one? Okay. I can see them, but yeah, that makes sense. I think I did see the crossbows. Get one volley out. Hey, Phase Nut as well. Hi, welcome. So I am curious. It's quite clear from the predictions who you guys are favoring the most, but what I'm curious is who do you root for on this one, and who are you expecting to win? Once again, 2 different questions with very possibly 2 different answers. Beautiful. Slam's being able to stabilize over here. Let's get this counter push coming now, forcing some quick walls from Babaorum, who's going to get away with those, so he'll be fine. Still Slam, just because GL? Alright, alright, alright. Is that who you're expecting to win the series, or who you're rooting for? Nice pick over here. Well, he's gotten 2 villages so far, and that allowed him to catch up in Eco KD overall. But from this point onwards, Slam should be in a much better spot. He's gonna start going for some keep checks, which are great, of course. And he'll be on his way to the Imperial Age very soon, by virtue of his much stronger economy, racking in a lot more resources per minute. If we take a look at gather economy time over there, you can see almost 2 hours. Actually, 1 hour and 50 minutes, right? 110 minutes of extra gather economy time for Slam is just ridiculous at this stage. And Babaorum is not even close to going up at all. He's got almost enough gold. I guess if he stops producing villagers, given that he's got 22 farmers, it would take about a minute and a half before he gets enough so that he can use the market and click up to the Imperial Age. But yeah, Slam is going there significantly sooner. I don't think Slam needed to use the market too much, did he? Not too much, actually. Yeah. Just pretty good eco balance for Slam for the most part. There was open space at the top. Slam did not see it. Think so, but did not damage till now. Yeah. Rooting for Slam. He's gotten a lot better over the last few months. It's so unfortunate that Slam still seems to be kind of struggling a little bit for tournaments, though. I'm not really sure if the tier of the tournament is going to have an impact on that. Maybe the fact that this is not his tier is going to allow him to relax a little bit more. Perhaps. We'll see. I feel he just does it to himself. Pulse off, of course. Yeah. Well, right now he's looking very strong, though, for game number 1 at the very least. There we go. Imperial Age is here, so Slam's going for plate bar than armor. He's got the Knight's foil already, so if he's able to breach in, and he's coming in! He's coming in! He's not paying attention! No, he is! So he's coming in and taking villages down over here with plate bar than armor. These Knights are going to be so resilient even against DC fire. And he's coming straight into the wall. Like, this is a disaster for Babaorum as he clicks up to the Imperial Age. He cannot really afford to take these losses now. He needs his economy, so once he gets up, he can go for units, and now it's just disaster, man. This is still open, and the Knights are coming in right away. Meanwhile, on the right-hand side, Babaorum's got a little bit of pressure coming out, but it's not anywhere near as strong compared to Slam's push over here. I mean, take a look at that. How many Knights? We have only 6 Knights over here. They've already gotten 16 villagers. Actually, 15 villagers, 17, 18 extra total units, rather. See the conversion over there coming up. Yeah, that was pretty sloppy from Slam, but you know, all the villager kills he's gotten already with a fairly small amount of units is remarkable. Plus, he ended up forcing Babaorum out of his base, or back into his base rather, out of Slam's base, and now he's coming in with the second wave of units. Yeah, GG's coming out from Babaorum. Well played. Slam takes game number 1. Going through the achievements really quickly as usual. What do we get over here? We're going to see for military a pretty strong KD. That's approaching 7-2 for Slam. Very close to it. For economy, on the other hand, we also have, or you could say a 10-3, a little bit higher than 10-3 KD, right? For economy, we also have a stronger economy for Slam. By quite a lot. He ended up collecting 9,000 extra resources. 220 extra resources. So really, really strong economy for Slam, allowing him to go for all the military he wanted to. It wouldn't surprise anyone to see him ahead in villager count, right? But he was able to stay, like, proportionately speaking, he was able to stay ahead in villager count basically throughout the game. You take a look at this over here, and it was like 60% the villager population better for Slam, and which was very close to his peak over here at 62% or so. It's just going to keep on getting worse and worse for Babaorum from this point onwards, of course. Welcome back, you guys. We were just waiting for you. Now we go back to 1x, alright? So the game's here. And we have Turks for Babaorum. We have Gurjaras for Sam. This is the exact same matchup that we saw in the previous game, remember? Well, not actually in the previous game, in the previous set. And it was the longest game that I have seen in a long time. An hour and 35 minutes. So what do we see right now? Babaorum sending a villager forward. He's going right away into the palisades to try and prevent Slam from coming forward eventually in the field age. But this is also going to allow Babaorum to be aggressive if he wanted to. We'll see. Last time around, we had Turks down the south and we had Gujaras up in the north. And Gujaras were the ones going for the push, right? So it makes sense that Babaorum's going for the palisades over here to prevent Slam from going forward and try to put pressure. We'll enable predictions as well for game number 2. We are going to enable the predictions for 5 minutes. And you are able to utilize your channel points right now. Option 1 still Babaorum. Option 2 Slam. In any case, we take a look at the civilizations over here. We are going to see the exact same things we saw in the previous set. With Slam getting the ability of garrisoning herdables inside the mills. He's going to go for 2 mills over here and try to garrison more than 4 total. Maybe like 4 and 4. Doesn't seem like it's the case currently. Yeah, not yet. In any case, he's got enough food income over here that he doesn't need to. That's something he could go for in the future once he gets the resources for the second mill. Regardless though, besides that, Gujaras with their extra, berry bushes over here, their extra bonus damage and mounted units as well. We don't really have much else beyond that, so it makes sense that they were the ones trying to put pressure. But Babaorum getting away with the walls over here is huge because now, without Slam being able to come forward and force towers out of Babaorum, for instance, the blue player can make a play for the castle age into a castle. And because he's got control of the center over here, once he gets to the castle age, we could very well see, of course, a castle drop coming up over here for the blue player. Probably around here. Well, it's going to be 4 no matter what. I'm not really sure if he's going to go for it on the right hand side or the left hand side. Even with bulky arrow, I don't think he would be able to range the gold over here or the berries on the right hand side, to be fair. So I guess it's not really going to make too much of a difference. Probably just going to be right next to the gate. Yeah, most likely. Same set matchup. One like the first set in the first game. Yes, exactly. What are you cooking, enmipho, by the way? And for anybody who doesn't know, you probably know from the stream title, enmipho is co-hosting this tournament. And he's actually been contributing towards the Age of Empires community a lot! A lot! Not a little, a lot. He is the sponsor of, or well, he was the sponsor of Return of the Clans as well. Remember, guys? One of the most successful team game tournaments, like community-driven team game tournaments in recent history, actually. Yeah. Before that one, I cannot think of a team game tournament that was quite as successful. That wasn't S tier or Microsoft sponsor since DE came out. So it's pretty good. He's coming in hot now with another tournament the same year, the Wallhalla qualifiers. Well, not the qualifiers, of course, the Wallhalla as an event, full stop. So cheers to enmipho, props to him. And obviously, also JonSlow. For this one particularly speaking. Babaorum's gonna take a little bit longer to go up to the field age because he's trying to pass castle and it's going to be for the castle push. We knew this already. Meanwhile, Slam on the other hand does manage to breach through those, so he comes in. Wow! He's got Minotaurs now, he's coming in with villagers force. He's going to go for the trash. You cannot stop me, he says. And Babaorum will be forced into a house wall behind the palisades over here just to try and to prevent Slam from really breaching through too quickly, right? And this is good. In the end, Babaorum's walls over here did not really hold for too long, and Slam's doing a really good job putting pressure. What's your elo, Nova? Oh, my elo is crap, man. I think it's like 1100 or something right now. I don't think that's accurate, but it's what my current elo is. I'll tell you why I don't think it's accurate, and I have talked about this before. It's because back in... Yeah. I used to play Age of Empires a lot more, but ever since I switched to casting, I stopped playing because I've been focusing on my stream and on casting and studying and working outside the stream, right? So I just have to pick my battles. And talking about picking, that's going to be 3 villages going down over here for Babaorum. Well, not quite, just 2, but yeah. So I've now been playing, and I went from a 2-year break since I had played my last ranked game to playing placements on Age of Empires D, and I got like 1100 or something, right? But like every game that I played ever since I got placed, I've won without too many issues. The thing is, I need to get back in shape. If I got back in shape, I'm pretty sure I should be able to get to high 1300s. Getting past 1400 is going to require grinding, so it's not like even if I was in shape, I would be particularly strong. But I should be like top 10%, not mid-pack. Anyway, maybe one day I'll get back and try to get on the grind. For the time being, focus is on content creation. I challenge you to a show match. When it gets puntos. What's your elo, Balkinaro? Yeah, maybe in the future, when I get back into the grind, we could do like viewer brawls. You can challenge me and stuff. Anyway, 999? Wow. Yeah, and also, actually, I think if I went back to playing competitively, I shouldn't have too many issues getting back to 1300 easily. Getting to 1400 is going to be a little bit of a challenge, mechanically speaking, because I like my APM, my mechanics are down the gutter currently. However, I think I should be able to get, once my mechanics are up to snuff as well, I think I might be able to get to maybe up to 15, maybe up to 1600. Mostly because of all the game knowledge that I've been acquiring since I started focusing on casting. So the last time that I ever played competitively seriously, back in the Bubbly days, when I got to like 1670 or something, which would be about 1400 equivalency now in the E. Last time that I got, that I used to play competitively, I was nowhere near as knowledgeable of the game. At all. Like, I know so much more about the game, about the rhythm of the game, about decision making as well. I comprehend the game at a much higher level compared to the last time that I went try hard on ranked, so I think I should be able to get higher. But it would take some grinding just to get the mechanics back up to good shape. It'll be fun to watch you play, honestly. I think there is one game highlighted somewhere. If you go to the VOD page, I think there's a collection called Ranked Games. I think you might be able to find one game over there or something. I played on stream once or twice. I don't remember if it was twice. But yeah, you'll be able to see me play and laugh at it. Was just wondering if you were up towards these guys turning west. Ah, yeah, no, not even close. Like almost nobody is. Probably just T90 from the casters. Probably just T90. Well, and I guess Neely also says he's primarily a caster, right? I guess Neely and T90 are the only guys who would be able to compete with these guys. To some extent, of course. As Babaorum does manage to get to the castle age much later. It's a very delayed castle time. He's going for a castle already. Beautiful, so now we'll see some Janissaries come out. Slam is going up to the castle age himself. He did manage to get a little bit of a villager lead because of the villager kills he's been able to get so far. That might potentially change sometime soon. It won't take too many Janissaries to clean up Minotaurs and camels for that matter. But once he gets enough, he'll be able to come forward and start putting some pressure. But Slam doesn't really have any defense right now. I guess once he gets to the castle age though, he's been collecting some stones, so he'll be able to get a defensive castle pretty soon. Actually, right away, as soon as he gets to the castle age, he'll be able to get a castle. So if he gets one castle forward, that basically prevents Babaorum from pushing at all. Blue player is going for an extra TC on the right hand side though, very soon. Is he though? No, he's just going for the meal. Could potentially go for an extra TC over there. But it's gonna be kind of tricky. Janissaries, kind of similarly to Conquistadors, will be kind of tough on your economy, so you cannot really keep like too many TCs working and still going for Janissaries. Slam gets to the castle age, and as expected, he goes immediately for the castle drop forward. I meant fun to interact with you while you play. Oh yeah. Like from the chat? I'm not really sure if I would do that though, because if I was playing ranked, I probably wouldn't want to take a look at the chat too much. Or I could take a look at the chat, but I don't want to get outside help in that sense. Not necessarily because of backseat gaming, but mostly because it would be unfair to the other player. Like if there's a clear counter that I am just not seeing because of focusing too much on micro or whatever and not being able to see the big picture, and you tell me, dude, it's going for skirmishers, go for scouts, and I'm like, oh duh, right? But that guy is not going to have that advantage. I guess if I were to enable chat and interact with you guys, that would be under a rule of not giving tips. Hey Mofo, hi. When is that 8 PM big time? When doing with chat also? Yeah, as well. So it seems like finally Babaorum will be able to start putting some pressure over here, right? After getting the tower down, he can just come in. The problem is that he's going to run straight into the castle. Oh, he knows about the castle already because of the palisades. Okay, never mind. He cannot do anything. Babaorum would probably be much better off here playing for economy, you know, going for the extra TCs and try to take this one to the late game. At the very least, that's what Slam is doing. Slam's getting away with it. Man, Slam's gonna be on his way to the Imperial Age in a moment. Damn, boy! Aim soon. Aim soon, and Babaorum will also be able to go up to the Imperial Age himself. One advantage Babaorum's gonna have is he'll be able to produce, once he gets to the Imperial Age, trebuchets, but also bombard cannons right away because of the free chemistry bonus for him. Yeah. And then on the right hand side, Slam, well, yeah, he's only gonna be able to go for trebuchets to defend himself until he is able to go for chemistry, which takes so long. He will be significantly earlier to the Imperial Age, though. Babaorum's taking a little bit longer than I thought he was going to. Dude, Babaorum's really trying to push it. Take a look at that. No villager production at all. A lot of idle TC time over here. From a single TC, that's actually kind of rough. You see a lowered idle TC count for Slam, whilst being on 2 TCs and being ahead by 10 villagers already. There we are. Are the cannoneers good versus Golem? Well, yes, they should be. They should be pretty decent against any infantry unit overall. Now, this one doesn't really have The bonus damage at hand cannoneer get. I'm not really sure if you by cannoneer you refer to the Janissary or hand cannoneer. But hand cannoneer should be pretty good versus Gulam. However, we don't have Gulam for Slam. He's playing Gujaras. Yeah. It's Janissaries. So Slam gets the Castle H upgrade, which for Gujaras is, let me see if I can recall this one from memory, that the newer civilizations are the ones that I struggle with for unique technologies quite a bit. So for them is Kshatriyas, I think, which reduces military food cost by 25%. Is that correct? Let me check. Gujaras. Just making sure. Yeah. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it, to be fair, though, so I just call it Kshatriyas, but it's probably pronounced something completely different. Alright, Imperial Age is here. Slam has enough resources to go, almost enough to go for a castle, though. He's gonna try and castle drop on the right hand side. There we go! Beautiful. Pronounced it fine? Oh, thank you. Oh, that's a great relief. Thank you, guys. Yeah, that's fantastic. Baron realizes right away also the crosses over here were a little bit of an issue, right? So that TC is going down for sure. That's going to be 2 castles and 2 TCs for Slam, and he's looking really strong in this series. Game number 1 was already so good for him. In game number 2, he's looking very strong as well. He's got a higher worker count still by quite a bit, 16 extra villagers or so. And the military count's a little bit higher for Babaorum, mind you. And once again, because of the fact that he doesn't need to research chemistry, he's going for bombard cannons right away. And he doesn't need to go for trebuchets. He could have gone for both, but going for bombard cannons and Janissary seems like the better choice over here, so he can maximize production. Slam, on the other hand, well, he's got just crossbows and... Yeah, I'm not really sure. I mean, he's getting the right-hand side, but what is he going to push with eventually? Shrivamsha Riders? Shrivamsha Riders might be much stronger, since they're going to have their agility charge. Once it's fully charged up, it can actually be really strong against Janissaries. We saw it already before. 30C on the way as well for Babaorum, yeah. Wouldn't Shrivamsha kill everything? They would. Yes. They would. I don't think he's got any stables though. He's been going for archer range and archer ranges for the most part. Let me check. He doesn't have a single stable. Yeah, this is not good. He's trying to fight the Janissaries off with crossbows, and I'm not the biggest fan of this, especially when Babaorum's got the bombard cannons, right? He's thinking skirmishers should go riders, big counter. Yeah, riders should be pretty good over here. Yeah, this is not too good. Slam needs to go for something else over here. Is this his downfall? Is this the beginning of the end for Slam? Was he up 1-0 and now he's going to start choking? It doesn't seem to me like he should struggle over here too much, right? He still has a significant advantage, so I'm hoping we're not going to see Slam fall apart, hopefully. Nothing against Babaorum, of course. Just want to see some good age. Nice! Bombard cannon shot. This is the first good shot that we get from Babaorum. Meanwhile, Slam has already managed to get 2 of the bombard cannons down with his own bombard cannon. This one is trapped and is going down right away. Boy! That was not good for Babaorum. He ended up losing what? 3 bombard cannons? That is an expensive loss, especially given you're playing freaking Turks, you know, and your economy is not quite as strong. It's not good. Yeah. Micro was not the best. He's going for it and oh, once again, that is rough. Hate playing against the Turks. Well, you probably would like it in this position. Just make a switch to Shivansha Riders, bombard cannons, and kill all. Alright, second TC is coming out. Third TC actually is coming out for Slam. And Babaorum, after losing this one on the right hand side, is down to 2 TCs only, so he'll still be struggling to catch up with Slam and worker count. But I still don't really get why he's sticking to crossbows alone, though. I'm pretty sure there's a logic behind it. These players don't go for something just because. I'm just not quite sure why Slam decided to go for this. Like, you know, for how, you know, how close together he's got the crossover here, skirmishes would have been better. Would have been taken, would have been able to take on the Janissaries better. Would have been more cost effective. And once again, Shivansha Riders would have killed everything. Yeah, they fire faster, but the bombard cannons over here, it's very hard to make this work. Alright, that's pretty decent though. Some good shots over there. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. The bombard cannons over here are the big issue. Since Slam was not paying attention over there too much, he was sending villagers over the left-hand side. He's got another group of villagers moving over to the left to collect some of the extra stone. Potentially go for more castles. Potentially go for castles forward as well. As we saw already in the previous set, getting map control on this map specifically is extremely important. He doesn't even need to go for 4 castles on the right hand side, because if he went for 1 castle on the left hand side, he would be able to get much more resources compared to Babaorum because of the extra golds and stones that we have to the sides. Besides the player specific resources. So yeah. Doesn't really have the resources though to go for it, so he's going for a TC over here. Oh boy! This is gonna be interesting to see. Yeah, what player is going for the TCs over there? Good attack round! Better micro over here for Babaorum, finally. Well, better than before, that is. And there we go, the TC comes up over here. Slam's not paying attention, so Babaorum's probably gonna be able to get some TC up. And you know what? Because Babaorum's got more villagers over here and Slam has not realized about this. Once Babaorum garrisons, he'll be able to take the TC from Slam down. Yeah, that's unfortunate for the red player. He's probably just paying attention forward! But the shots from Babaorum are now finally starting to connect. They're finally working out. Just as I say that, it's going to be 1 for 2 bombard cannon trade. And yeah, over here on the left-hand side, Babaorum's realized, Slam's got only 8 villagers over here compared to Babaorum who's got 15 villagers garrisoned already. So it's funny because Babaorum will be able to get the TC down from Slam, but still his economy is smaller, so garrisoning more villages over here in order to get the TC down makes his economy significantly less effective compared to Slam's. Meanwhile, Slam's just going to tank his economy in order to buy enough stone to get a castle up over here, and that's going to be the case for Babaorum as well. Both players going for castles over here. I'm honestly liking Slam's castle better. First off, he'll be able to secure the back stone in the back goal over here while still pushing Babaorum away from the goal over here. Or preventing Babaorum from getting access to that goal full stop. And while Slam won't be able to get access to this either himself, he'll still be getting access to the back one. So it's still going to be extra resources for the red player. Good shots coming in from both players. This is dodgeable in conjunction with Archer Micro. It's interesting to see, but I'm very sure it's very difficult and frustrating to play. Goats! Out of the mill. Yeah, he'll go for another meal, it's fine. Slam's still significantly ahead though, overall. Both players in the Imperial Age. I'm still really wondering why Slam has not thought of Shivansha Riders at all. Not even a single stable so far. Yeah, from what I can see, just Full on archer ranges for him. And still just crossbows. Of course, no arbalesters. This is not really the best. And then on the left hand side, Trebuchet is already coming out from Slam and Babaorum is unable to afford them actually. He had enough to go for one Trebuchet, decided to use the wood instead to go for a siege workshop. And yeah, that's going to come in too late, unfortunately. So this castle's going down. He could potentially go for bombard cannons and try to take this castle down himself. Might actually be able to get away with it. But yeah, he'll end up losing his castle also, so it doesn't seem like anyone's going to have control of the left-hand side. At the center, the castle's gone down already for Slam, TC as well. And because he's got so much map present, he still has a much higher worker count. He's just been kind of oozing his economy to the sides of the map. As he gets pushed at the center, he just expands to the sides. At least ballistics will be nice. Yeah, no kidding. Man, not even ballistics. That would actually make a big difference, you know? It'll make it so much harder for Babaorum to micro the Janissaries away from damage. As a matter of fact, I don't think he will be able to do it. Slam's coming forward. He needs to get some military units over here to go with the siege though, otherwise even villagers will be able to take the trebuchets down. I don't like this. What is he doing? He probably was trying to scout maybe? See what was there? No, he already should have known. He already had scouting information, so yeah, I'm not really sure. Chakram throwers coming out. There we go. Now we're talking. Beautiful. As Babaorum keeps on pushing through the center, Slam, for the most part, ignores the push and starts putting pressure on the left-hand side. There's also the possibility for Slam to put some pressure on the right-hand side. As he's getting close to 130 villagers, he should be able to start going for military a lot more heavily. 119 villagers against 80, 150 population against 100. Hard to imagine how Bala could return this game. Yeah. It's interesting always to see how he's able to keep momentum over here regardless. But I don't see a way in which Slam loses the lead already. It's significant, right? It's like the 33% stronger population or close to it, the 160 versus 150 or so. And yeah, the Chakram throwers are going to also be a fantastic unit choice over here. He should be able to get even on the Janissaries. Potentially. Fantastic. Here we are. Absolutely fantastic. We see conscription coming out for Babaorum right now, but it seems like just a drop in the bucket. Slam is going for another forecast. Hey, wait a moment. This seems very similar to what we saw in the previous. Is this a fixed generation? Do we have one on the back left? No, we don't. For a moment over there, but this is very similar to what we had in the first game, in the first set, right? Like a gold. It looks exactly the same, man. Anyway, I guess it's probably just a coincidence. Because it's already out, so these villagers get pushed away. And this is big troubles now. Because Slam's got access to the left and right hand side extra resources, I think this might be the last gold the Babaorum had access to. Yeah, he's going down to no gold miners anymore. Let's take a look at the resource view over here. He's got access to no gold whatsoever. It's over. Babaorum cannot play Turks without gold. That's just the way it is. He's making a play for Hazard over here. Well, yeah, good luck. Right, we have elite chakram throwers coming out for Slam now as well. Yeah, I mean, I guess Babaorum could try and go for the raids, because Slam does have his economy kind of spread out throughout the map, right? But we still have some defense, like the castle, the TC over here. Every TC is going to be protected by a castle. And it would be very negligent from Slam to let Babaorum get away with taking the castles down for free, given his much stronger population. So as long as he's paying attention, he should be able to take care of this. And there we go, Slam's finally going for it. He's got the Shri Vamsha Riders over here. So what we saw was elite chakram throwers or elite Shri Vamsha Riders. Well, doesn't matter. The GG's coming up over here for Babaorum. And it was elite Shri Vamsha Riders actually, not elite chakram throwers. So I got the medal wrong over there, but yeah. Elite Shri Vamsha Riders were going to absolutely destroy everything. And Slam made us wait for it. But he eventually ended up making the right choice over here. Well done. Well played, bro. Absolutely. Yeah, fantastic. Babaorum gets a better KD over here, but very similar to what we saw in the past. It didn't matter because of Slam's much higher military count, so he could afford to throw a few more units into it, you know. He could afford to just send a few into the meat grinder if it meant overwhelming Babaorum. Plus, he did have a much stronger economy, collecting in the end about 12,000 extra resources. Close to it, not quite, but close to it. And for society, a much stronger villager count for Slam as well. Babaorum now has to get a reverse sweep if he's hoping to make it into the main event, while Slam, on the other hand, of course, in game number 3, is going to have the possibility of making it into the main event already. Games number 3, potentially 4 and 5 as well. Basically, Slam needs to get one more win in 3 available games. Keep in mind, too, that game number 3, you know, for games number 4, games number 5, we are going to have 2 of Slam's home maps in, you know, from now until the end of the set. So if he is able to just take advantage of one of his home maps, he should already be able to qualify. Alright, so for game number 3, and let's change the color over here. Once again, we are going to have Babaorum playing the blue. Let's enable the predictions once again. They're going to be enabled for 5 minutes. Who wins game number 5? Here we are. Who wins game number 3? Predictions are on for 5 minutes. And yeah, we are completely caught up. So it's Hideout. Slam's playing with Burgundians and Babaorum's playing with Vietnamese. Let me take a look at the popularity of these civilizations. Wouldn't be surprised to see Burgundians be quite up there in the top 5, but Vietnamese, not too sure. So let me check. Hideout. Yes, Burgundians are the second most big civilization on this map, and Vietnamese are not even close. Not even close. Beautiful. There you are. What to expect over here then? Well, Slam playing with Burgundians is most likely going to end up playing for economy for the most part. We could see extra TCs, like a standard fast castle into extra TCs into later stages of the game. Potentially even into 150 plus villagers and the switch, flipping the switch. While Babaorum, on the other hand, with Vietnamese, well, this is a very interesting civilization because you do have some things that are going to make the early stages a little bit stronger for Vietnamese. For instance, Burgundians, they still get access to eco upgrades 1H earlier. It's going to be for a 40% food discount now as opposed to a 50% as it was the case in the past. But that's going to end up delaying you a little bit in the early stages. Meanwhile, with Vietnamese instead not having the wood cost and eco upgrades means that you're actually going to save resources, right? It's not going to be a lot, but it's going to be some. And then you can utilize that to kind of fund a stronger push in the earlier stages, so you can be more annoying. But this map is going to most likely not going to end up favoring the player making a play for the later stages of the game instead. So I'm not really sure exactly what Babaorum's plan is over here. But if he just lets Slam play his way and just go for fast castle into extra TCs into full villager production, it's going to be pretty difficult for Babaorum to take the game back from there. To be fair though, if Slam was ever to go for something like Flemish Revolution, Babaorum's got one of the best civilizations to deal with that as archers, and one of the best units to deal with the Flemish militia. But has to pick a very good strat to beat Burgundian with enemies on this map. I hope so, and ask me, what could it be? Yeah, I'm not 100% sure what Babaorum's strat is over here. He's got militias coming out right now, so it's going to be an archer play. He's got already gold miners, so yeah, it's going to be archers. It's going up 22, so it's very, very standard archer play. And Sam, on the other hand, is going up to the fuel H on 23 population. Actually, he's going for his militias as well. Alright, no fast castle over here, no economy play from Slam. He'll still make the play for economy in the sense that he'll still have eco upgrades since earlier, right? Going for double bit X right now. But that's about it. No fast castle means that there is actually a chance for Babaorum to stay competitive over here. Wow, Slam's going for a trush! He's not collecting any stone though. Interesting. Don't think Slam... No, he wouldn't need to go for it. It's something that he would have access to if he ever got to like 200 population and got to 150 or so villages. He can go for it, and then he can go for more villages again. But it's not something that you're going to play towards. At the very least with Burgundians, that is not the case anymore. When they came out, I remember it was the case so much more often. The players would go explicitly for Flemish militia, right? For Flemish Revolution, that would be kind of the play. But ever since then, a few patches down the line, we see that Flemish Revolution is going to be an upgrade that's seldom utilized, and usually it's going to be in a context of an already a pre-existing advantage to seal the deal, or as a last-ditch effort to hold on when you're on the back foot or something like that. But usually never works out. So at the very least, if you're trying to come back with Flemish militia, it usually never works out. So it's not something you're going to see them play towards. And what we all want to see, the button. We want to see the button pushed. The switch flip. Yeah. I love me some Flemish militias, but I gotta be realistic as well. I don't think we're gonna see that. As much as I would love to. But perhaps I'm wrong. Let's hope that I'm actually wrong. Nice picks over here though. Yes, so far 1-0, 1-1 now for EcoKV. And Sam's going to get pushed away over here. So Babaorum's defense was pretty strong. He does end up pushing Slam away, and it's kind of rough because Slam even went as far as to add a 4 archer range. So he's kind of committed to the push over here. He's just waiting for Babaorum's units to go back, and then he can turn around and try to go for a tower once again. But for the time being, Babaorum's been able to successfully fend Slam's aggression off. Second archer range coming up now for Babaorum as well. There are no discounts. There are no discounts or anything for the Vietnamese in in the archer ranges. For archers, they only get extra HP, so that is good. And Slam going for archers against Vietnamese is not the best, honestly. Especially when Babaorum is going to be on 2 archer ranges versus only 1 from Slam. Well, that's about it. There you are. Beautiful defense for Babaorum. And Slam, he's already gotten Bolsa. He still has not gotten Horse Scholar though, which Yeah, I'm not really sure about that, given how cheap it is. Seems like a no-brainer. Very ambitious to open archers against Vietnamese. Yeah, and he really committed to the forward over here, going as far as to go for a forward siege workshop. Sorry, not siege workshop. Forward and siege workshop seem to be very strongly connected in my brain that it just automatically goes out, but forward archer range. Yeah, but in the end, he doesn't really manage to make it work. He goes back over here. He gets pushed back, and can you imagine? Now Slam starts struggling, of all things, and there's a reverse sweep coming up. Babaorum's putting pressure over here because of the forward archer range from Slam. It's gonna take a while for him to get his defensive units back. There's always a trade-off with 4 buildings. And honestly, with the extra HP we get over here from Babaorum's units and the fact that... Okay, so Slam's finally now going for Powder Arch Armor. If he didn't have Powder Arch Armor, these archers would actually have been able to take on the skirmishers just fine. Now it's not going to be quite as possible. Yeah, only humans can go for the siege workshop in the field. It's true. It's just a matter of synapse strength, I guess, right? Market on the way for Slam. He'll be on his way to the castle edge very soon, and so will Babaorum. Both players are very close. Babaorum did manage to pull a villager lead so far though, but that's because Slam did go for wheelbarrow. However, Slam also got a lot of extra idle TC time, so the villager count over here is going to surpass the amount of time it takes for wheelbarrow to research compared to the amount of times it takes for these villagers to train. Like 4 extra villagers for Babaorum, that's going to be like a 1 villager lead. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. I just needed to flash my very basic neuroscience knowledge over there. Good job. Baron's pushing the skirmishers away over here. He's not gonna be able to go up to the castle edge quite as fast as I thought he was going to, so Slam is beating him to the punch by quite a bit. Yeah, just like that. He's taking it. He doesn't care, man. He's taking out the skirmishers. He's got still 3 archers to work with. Meanwhile, Slam will... What will he do once he gets to the castle age? What does he do? Well, he doesn't really have any archers right now. He's been collecting stone, but doesn't have enough to go for a castle yet. He could buy the stone that he's missing to go for a castle. Yeah, I think he pulled the villagers away from stone to go for a stone gate over here. I don't know if he was expecting maybe to see Babaorum get to the castle age faster or what, but... Yeah, now he doesn't have it now. So it seems like it's just going to be the 2nd and 3rd TCs. I was talking at the beginning of the game of the possibility for Slam to make a play for fast castle into extra TCs. In the end, this is, you know, anything but a fast castle, but he will still be significantly faster to the castle edge compared to Babaorum, and he's got the resource to go for 2 additional TCs, so he could go for it. However, he also has now managed to get enough to go for a defensive castle, and it seems like we are going to see that. Yeah, it's coming up forward, or in front of his base rather. So it's going to be the castle for him, and in the end he does not go for the extra TCs. Well, we're going to see Costier coming out then, very soon. If he had gone for the 2nd and 3rd TCs a little bit later down the line, I probably would like to see Slam make a play for Knights and potentially Cavalier, but in this situation, the castle I think is fine. I think the 2nd and 3rd TCs would have been fine as well. I actually would have preferred for him to go for the extra TCs. So he guarantees getting ahead in economy. Now that's not going to be the case necessarily, even if he's got the 2nd one over here. But this is going to be more of a balanced approach. So instead of going for all-out economy or all-out military. He's going to play for a little bit of economy and a little bit of military, because it's just the one castle. After he gets a few extra farms up, he should be able to keep both TCs working and Custiller production coming. He asked Horsecolor, yes. Over here, he's gone for heavy plow now. So it's a little bit better. And Babaorum on the other hand, he's only now getting to the castle, so only now will be able to go for both. And he's going for both right away. Horsecolor. Sorry, heavy plow, he's going for Bolsa. Crossman upgrade and blocking arrows. Yeah, blocking arrows coming up too. They're kind of getting close at the center though. Oh boy. Hey, our base. Games have been good. Games have been good. Game number 1 of the stream is quite something. It was pretty good. You should go Jordan Custiller. Oh, Japan Custiller, sorry. Custiller becoming samurai when they fall down their horses. That'd be really nice, like the movie clip that we saw the other day. Yeah. Welcome you guys to everyone who's dropping a follow, who's watching the stream for the first time. I hope you're enjoying the games. Yeah. This could potentially be the last one that we cast today, but tomorrow we're going to have a lot more action, of course. Tomorrow we have 4 series for Wallhalla. And yeah, once again, I'm not really sure if we're going to do all 4 right away, given that they start fairly late at 16 GMT. Best of 5 sets with these maps could extend very, very long. Or if we are going to split them up and do like 2 tomorrow and then 2 on Monday. I need to still see what the other series are for next week. There are like 2 show matches. And Herald versus Winchester's best of 33 is gonna be something for sure. Very much looking forward to that one. Not really sure if we're gonna be able to cover the whole thing though. Maybe we can just distribute that one as well. Perhaps. I don't know. We'll see. Here we are. There'll be some great content to cast on. There is that show match, the best of 33. There is a best of 7, I think, between Project Belgium and I don't remember who else. Was it Mr. Yo? Was it the Chinese player, I think? For the King. It's called King of Nomad, I think, the show match. It could be interesting as well. We'll see. I'm not sure if I'm going to manage to cover everything, but we'll try to cover as much as we can. Nice push on the right hand side from Slam. Nice push on the, well, left hand side from Babaorum. He's just getting the forward buildings from Slam down, so it's not really a push. Babaorum's gearing up to go up to the Imperial Age, by the looks of it. Slam is not even close. However, if Babaorum were to try and go up to the Imperial Age right now, it wouldn't be the worst. It is kinda risky, but it wouldn't be the worst actually, because there is a very small amount of units from Slam. If we had an active push over here with like 4 Siege Workshop, the Magnals, in addition to the Custiller, then going up to the Imperial Age would be borderline suicidal for Babaorum, but in this situation it's not too bad. So I'm wondering what the plan is for him. As conversions coming in from Slam over here as well. Potentially pushing Babaorum's units away. I'm not really sure why he decided against it though. Oh, he's bringing the Custiller. Okay. Is he trying to bait the units in? Ah, he was going after the scouts. Now he can get the conversion, so he can try. Interesting. All the while, not only is Babaorum going after the Imperial Age, he's also gone for the third TC, so it's going to be 3 TCs for him. Slam's actually gone for the third and the fourth TCs on the back of his base. Yes. So he'll start pulling a hidden villager count, plus he's got the second castle coming up on the left-hand side. However, he is much later to the Imperial Age, so once Babaorum gets there, starts going for trebuchets, potentially even bombard cannons if he ever adds a siege workshop. Slam could be under a lot of pressure. And most importantly, we could see from Babaorum arbalesters with extra HP. We could see potentially rat and archers too, which I would love to see as well. There's also the potential for elephants too, and even though Vietnamese do not get blast furnace, they do get chatras, so their elephants are going to be kind of tanky. I don't think that'll be the best choice though. It's an option, but I don't think that'll be the best choice considering how strong Slam civilization is for monks. For monk place. Beautiful. Imperial H is here ready for Babaorum. And we see the trebuchet coming up right away. Why? Well, because he knows. He knows Slam's got his own castle over here. So we see pikemen coming up also for Babaorum. Interesting. I thought I was going to try and... Oh! Prioritize arballists. Man, that was a big shot from Slam. I thought I was going to try and prioritize Bracer Chemistry and Arballister. Especially Chemistry. After Bracer, right after Bracer, so he can go for bombard cannons too. Okay, so he's going to go for it. He just didn't have the resources. Oh, wait a moment. Actually, never mind. He's just queued up another trebuchet. He's going for a forward castle. Meanwhile, Slam still trying to breach through with a Costier over here. Seems unlikely he'll be able to get away with it. He's got a third castle coming up on the back. And here comes the trebuchet. Here come the trebuchets. There we are. This castle should be going down. Yeah, there's no way. Slam's bringing some villagers to repair over here, but against 2 trebuchets, you're going to need about 14 villagers or so. It's got only 6, so this castle's crumbling. However, we see the Costier coming in right now. Still no arballister, still no chemistry, only now. He's targeting the units, and the pikemen are coming in way too late, and they are way out of position. So, yeah, Slam manages to get all the trebuchets down, and that was just in time, man. That was just in time. The castle had just dropped down to less than 500 HP with the final trebuchet shot. And now Babaorum can still go for trebuchets very quickly, as he's got 2 castles. He can go for 2 at a time. The problem for him, of course, is that now that Slam's got into the Imperial Age himself, he's going to have his options. Not only trebuchets, which he'll be able to outproduce Babaorum for because of 3 castles versus 2, but also the possibility of bombard cannons as well. Once Chemistry finishes researching for Slam. Good defense for Babaorum, fantastic, and down the south once again. Slam's gonna try and keep the castle up. One more time. He doesn't really have quite as many Costiers as he had before, as he's going for the trebuchet. So I don't think he would be able to threaten quite as much. However, with the amount of Costier that he's got right now, he might be able to get the 1 trebuchet down. He will never be able to get like 3 trebuchet snipes right away as he had before, as he was able to go for before. Beautiful. Castle still crumbling though. eventually. As Babaorum's got 2 trebuchets over there. Let's take a look at the center though. What's going on over here? Oh, nice. Cheeky tower from Babaorum. Players were probably not paying too much attention at the center anymore, and it seems like Slam is not still. Yeah. And down the south. Oops. The castle crumbles. So, Slam will end up getting pushed away from the center wood line. And he's got 2 castles left to work with, which for Custier production means that it's not going to be anywhere near as strong as it's gotten nerfed by, or it's gotten reduced by 33% of his production potential, that is. Nice, Babaorum is starting to push Slam back. And you know, Slam's gotten to 130 villages and he's not going for any more, so it doesn't seem like we'll see the Flemish Revolution upgrade coming up at all. DC goes down up in the north as well, even though Slam's defense with the skirmishers is looking strong. We could very well see the next castle drop down very soon as well. Now Slam's got the elite skirmishers, yes! If this was an army of Rathas as opposed to... Rathan archers, as opposed to arbalisters, then the skirmishers would probably not be quite as effective anyway. But as it stands right now with halberdier and arbalister, it seems like now it's going to be just fine. Beautiful. And the DC crumbles. And Slam's struggling big time. Doesn't seem to know exactly what to go for. So we have hand cannoneer against the halberdier and skirmishers. Honestly, with skirmishers alone, he should be able to take care of both those units. But of course, he needs also something to defend himself against cavalry. As now Babaorum has reacted to the skirmishers by making a switch into light cavalry. And Slam doesn't really have right now the pikeman upgrade. He hasn't really gone for halberdier either, so yeah. 200 population for Slam though. It's incredible to see how much momentum Babaorum's getting over here and how well the game's, or how good the game's looking for him, and still Slam's in a higher population. It kind of reminds me of game number 2, right? The previous one where Slam just kept on getting pushed back and he just kind of, you know, oozed to the sides. Now he's kind of slowly, yeah, moving further back. What happened to keep them near your trebuchet? Yeah. Babaorum certainly has a few issues over here of his own. Still has trebuchets over here. Could go forward and take this. Yo,
your voice already sounds pretty good, TBH laughing face.
Thank you so much for the tip. Damn, boy. That is getting us that much closer to the audio goal. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, and thank you so much for your kind words as well. That is a big ass tip. It's very much appreciated. Thank you, thank you. Oh boy. This is great. You know, the great thing about this is that I don't need to wait for it to be completely 100%. I can just do, like, I can just wait for like $250 and I can already go and get the audio interface and then wait for the microphone. I can get the microphone later and the headphones is whatever. But yeah, with the audio interface already, that's so nice. That's gonna be so good. Beautiful defense. He's actually getting away with this. Yeah. He's got halberdier. Not in the best position though, but still the light cavalry are going down to skirmishers alone because of how many skirmishers now it's got over here. And the trebuchets are staying up. Wow. Well done. This castle's crumbling right now from Babaorum then. Fantastic. Well, it already sounds pretty good. I'm hoping so. What was it, like almost 3 weeks, right? Since I came back to streaming again. So it's been, yeah, it's been over a month since I actually got sick. It's good. It's finally getting to good shape as well. And I've noticed as well, I am able to do a lot more things now that I wasn't able to do when I started streaming back. So it seems like we're almost there. Elite Skirmishers coming up now for Babaorum as well. In Slam, well, 200 population. He's going for Burgundian Vineyards. He's got only 39 farmers, so it's not going to give him too much gold. But it does make sense, given that he doesn't really have quite as much map presence as Babaorum. And as a matter of fact, let's take a look at the gold income over here. Actually, the gold access for both players. While we wait, doesn't seem like anyone's going to be able to destroy the other player's army over here. So just let's take a look at this. Yes, there is this gold for Slam. And that's it. He's got about 1200 gold left over there. Meanwhile, for the blue player, we have even less than that. He's got 3 tiles over here with almost nothing, 400. So actually, Slam's got more gold over here than Babaorum. And then he's going for Burgundian Vineyards. I guess it helps, you know. He's going for crop rotation right now as well. So it's going to be pretty efficient farms. And they will trickle gold slowly but surely. And it's going to be okay, you know. It's going to add like one relic and a half worth of gold income with 37 farmers. Like almost exactly 1 relic and a half worth of gold income. So if he can collect, he's already collected 2 relics, and the 5th one is too far away for him to secure. So I guess that's still going to allow him to at the very least keep up with gold income once gold runs out. And after Babaorum collects the 3rd relic himself. Love how he was stockpiling gold for that last push. Yeah, he can go for one big push of anything he wants. He's managed to get to a decent amount. Babaorum, on the other hand, well, he's officially out of gold right now. He's going for elite. He's actually going for Imperial Skirmisher, sorry. So this is key. We are getting to the later stages of the game. And Burgundians, unfortunately, are going to start kind of lacking some things, right? So they do not get bloodlines. The cavalry is not going to be anywhere near as good. Even if the enemies are kind of like in upgrades themselves as well. Like Burgundians are not going to be quite strong in that regard. The skirmishers, well, oh, we have Rattans coming up over here. Rattan archers. The Rattans are going to be pretty strong. If he's able to keep production going, that's actually going to do pretty well against whatever Slam goes for in terms of defenses. So yeah, I was saying Slam's skirmishers and Halberdier are both going to die to the Imperial skirmishers from Babaorum. So this is a situation where Trash is looking so much stronger for Babaorum, and it begs the question, would Slam actually benefit if it's mostly Trash for Babaorum from going for this? Yes, Flemish Revolution. So he's gone for the very unfortunate thing about Slam's play over here, though, is that he did not really have enough resources stockpiled to go for too many extra villagers. So it's going to take some time for him to catch back up. So he's gone, guys. He's pushed the button. He's flipped the switch. He's coming forward. And that's a lot of Flemish militias over here. And as long as he pays attention to his army, right? Check this push. Check this push. He's got 5 trebuchets. As long as he pays attention over here. Oh, come on. And he targets the range units with the skirmishers. He should be able to zone Babaorum out of his base and regain control of this area. What is that going to give him? Not too much, honestly. He's already run out of gold over there, so or over here, right? So it's not really going to do too much of anything, but he could get some momentum back. Still 100 military count over here for Slam. If he takes care of his units properly, he might actually be able to get past maybe even the first 3 castles over here and push Babaorum back into his base. That'd be ideal, I think. That'd be an ideal scenario for Slam. More skirmishers coming out for him as well. This is not good. Yes, for sure. His population is down the gutter for sure. His production is pretty bad. He's producing only 1 villager at a time, and it's not good, right? He still has gold miners for some reason. Yeah, and only 2 trebuchets. Ah, never mind, only 1 trebuchet. When he was moving on with 5 trebuchets, I seriously thought he might actually be able to do it. He might actually be able to suppress Babaorum. He's got a healthy amount of skirmishers. He's got a lot of Flemish militias, of course, and then he's got 5 freaking trebuchets. When he lost 2 back-to-back to skirmishers, I said, never mind. But you still want to believe, right? You still want to believe there's a chance over here for Slam to come back and make the game competitive. Although, to be fair, it wouldn't be bad for Babaorum to take this game. That would only secure a longer series for us, and by the looks of it, with the trebuchet going down to the bombard cannon just as the bombard cannon gets pushed away. Babaorum seems, yeah, to be taking game number 3, as Lam calls the GG. That's going to secure a 4, or it's going to guarantee a 4-game series over here. We'll see what we get for games 4 and 5. The interesting thing, though, is game number 1 was played on a neutral map. Game number 2, it was played on Babaorum's home map after Slam won game number 1. Game number 3, however, was played on the winner of the first game's home map, so Slam's home map. And now game number 4 is going to take place on the home map of the loser of game number 3. So it's going to take place on Slam's home map again. What do we get from military? Well, it's better than 4 to 3 KD ratio for Babaorum. For economy, we see a stronger economy for Babaorum as well, collecting about 7,000 extra resources. Faster upturn to the Imperial Age, not so much to the Castle or Feudal Ages. Lam was looking stronger over there. And then for Society, yeah, we have also a, well, go figure, a stronger Society stat over here towards the end of the game for Babaorum. Yeah, surprising no one. Is Babaorum in the Clan League? Let me check. I don't think he is. No, he's not at the very least. Isn't it Clown Legion though? Well, anyway. Just gonna try to catch up over here. Shouldn't take too long, given that we were jumping into the game basically live. But let's take a look at the civilizations. We're gonna have Byzantines for Babaorum. Alright! Which means that he's gonna have Bengalis and Mayans left for Vintage Arena if we do end up getting to game number 5, right? And if I'm taking a look at the map civilization stats over here for this tournament, Vintage Arena. Yeah. Vintage Arena. Yeah, it's got Bohemians, which is available to Slam still as the most popular civilization by quite a bit. Followed by Poles, Ethiopians, Burgundians, and Celts as the top 5 civilizations. Meanwhile, yeah, you know, Bengalis are not there. Well, Britons are here from Slam. What was the other civilization for Babaorum? Bengalis and Mayans. Yeah, so Mayans and Bengalis are not particularly popular civilizations on Vintage Arena. Meanwhile, Bohemians, which is still available to Slam, is a bunker save over there. So if we do end up getting to game number 5, the matchup is going to invariably look really, really good for Slam. Can you go XP for a while? I wish, man. When we are casting record the games, we are able to just fast forward straight to the action, but now we're just gonna have to wait and play out. Man up, play out, and wait. Britain's range gives them great edge, I think. It can be strong. In the later stages, I'm liking Byzantines for sure, but with extra range and good unit control, Britons can be very hard to deal with as well. Let's take a look at the map generation while we wait for anything to happen. What do we get? Well, because we only have one wall at the center of the map, players are not going to be quite as comfy back home as they cannot really, like, it's going to be much farther away, right? So it's very unlikely they'll be able to defend this. And also, it's much longer as well. So if we see, for instance, the red player come over here and then just try to breach through, it's not really going to be practical for Babaorum to go for this, right? For walls towards the TC. Or to go forward and try to prevent the red player from breaching through. So instead, most likely what we'll get is, well, just full pressure from one of the players and the other player playing defensive. That's usually what we have seen for the most part, but these civilizations, I don't think we're going to see any of that because both are going to want to play for the later stages. So this could be a long one, guys. This could be a game for the hour and a half, maybe. We'll see. It isn't a clown map. The first 30 minutes won't cause you to fall asleep. Yeah. So yeah, the one thing that I want to take a look at in terms of map generation was the distribution of the golds and the stones. So for instance, we have a forward goal for Babaorum. Over here is kind of up to the north, right? Over here. And then he's got the stone over there, but the stone and the golds are so far from the walls. Maybe this goal not so much. I guess if it was possible for, you know, Slam to for some reason go for a castle over here, that could be really good, and he might be able to actually deny this from the bull player, but I don't think he would have the vision to spot the goal. That would be a very unusual and lucky placement for him, right? So it doesn't seem like we are going to have anybody, or at the very least Slam pushing any resources from Babaorum. And then on the other hand, we see for the red player that we have, yeah, you know, the 4 golds over here, the 4 stone over there, and this is a lot more deniable as well. We see 1 castle potentially come up for the blue player around this area, and that would be already enough for him to push, or at the very least to prevent Slam from easily getting access to these resources. It seems like a little bit better for Babaorum if you want to pick sides over here, but it's just such a small difference. I don't think it matters too much. Final few seconds for you to get your predictions in. Might be only 10 seconds or so. Yeah, 10 seconds left. So far, it seems pretty one-sided actually in favor of Slam. Interesting. This could be really good for anybody betting on Babaorum with the Byzantines. This could be fantastic. How much stone is there? Per player, we have 9 tiles, 31, 150 stone per player. So you can go for several castles. Not up to 6. You are 150 stone short for that, but you buy 150 and you can go for 6 castles. Anyway, castle is coming out for both players, so we are not too far away from something happening. Whether that something is going to be action or extra TCs, my prediction is just extra TCs. Although Slam's been collecting stone, though, he could try and put some pressure. I'm not really sure about this, though. I'd probably prefer for Slam to go for the extra TCs. Although, to be fair, Babaorum's gonna beat him to the punch to the castle age, so I guess extra TCs coming out from Babaorum earlier will guarantee a villager lead for the blue player. Yeah, second TC on the way and third TC on the way for Babaorum right away. This is good. As he is the first player to get to the castle age, he's basically guaranteed a lead in villager if he's the first one to get the extra TCs up, so it's fine. However, if he's going to play defensive like this, just for economy, he definitely will need to go for... Yeah, he definitely will need to get some extra walls up over here towards the TC, ideally. And I would really like for him to, at the very least, make an attempt to collect the relics as well. Right? Because otherwise, if Slam's the one to put pressure, and he already has a castle coming up over here, if he's the one to come forward and destroy this, right? We're gonna see... Yeah, we're gonna see probably Slam go and collect all 3 relics over here, so he can go up to 6. Which could become an issue, as there is not too much gold on the map. Player-specific gold, as a matter of fact. 11,000 seems like a lot, but it doesn't feel to me like it's a lot. Compared to the previous game, for instance, where we had so many extra gold scattered around the map, this one doesn't seem to be quite as abundant. Well, there's the second TC coming out for Slam. Your prediction's not out the window yet. We could see the third one come up. You know, he's playing Britain, so he gets a a wood discount. He's just trying to mass enough stone to go for the final one. Thrash war against Byzantines. Some deadly riffs coming in. Yeah, but actually going for trash is not going to be good. So he's coming in. He's got lombos. Beautiful, beautiful unit. You love to see it. It's gonna start putting some pressure. It seems like we might get a villager pick over here. Snam is going to spot the villager over there. He's going to get her. He got her. Baron cannot really do much of anything over there. Beautiful. Fenrir, by the way, I'm not really sure if you're still around the stream. If you are, let me know. I have a question for you. Nice veil pick. This is good. Longboats will end up denying some economy over here. The stone, some farmers. He's going after the gold miners. Even if he doesn't get the villager picks, it's still good that he's able to push the villagers away because now Baron is effectively out of gold. He's going into skirmishers only. Elite skirmishers coming up as well, but the great thing about Slam's units is that as long as they are able to take advantage of their extra range, they are kind of untouchable even by skirmishers. Ideally, I would like for him to go for ballistics at some point though, and right now he doesn't really have a university. Wrong play seems to me by Babaorum. Should have gone for a castle. I would have thought the same for Slam though as well. I would have preferred for him to go for the extra TCs over here as opposed to going for the castle, but he's actually managed to make this work. Yeah, he doesn't want to take this to the late game against Byzantines. Not only is the Byzantine trash going to be very cheap in the later stages of the game, but also they have sea tram, which is a big struggle for Britons. They have bombard cannons as well. Well, the bombard cannons are not a big struggle for Britons. The sea tram are. In conjunction, bombard cannons and sea tram might be good. ILTC times much higher for Babaorum, true. And despite the fact that Slam was so much later to the extra TCs, he's catching up right now in villager count plus. He's got a 4 siege workshop. So it's pretty unfortunate for Babaorum over here, and Slam's looking very strong. We'll see if he's finally able to secure the series over here in game number 4. Mind you, Babaorum's performance in the previous game was very good. There is 100% chance that he might be able to clutch it up over here as well. But so far, things are looking pretty good for Slam. Things are looking up for the red player. Got our Armor's coming up as well. And the first man was queued up. Beautiful. There we are. With the mantle over here, it's going to be significantly harder for Babaorum to defend, just with skirmishers, of course. So he's going for the scatter formation, which isn't really going to do much. It will prevent Slam from straight out getting all the skirmishers down, but yeah, the fact that Slam's got the mantle over here still will keep on zoning the skirmishers out. So I guess Babaorum's only chance of cleaning these units up is just coming forward. Try to draw the attention of the mantle, get a shot out of it, and then come in and try to snipe some of the lombos before the next shot's available for the mantle. But that is extremely micro-intensive, and I'm really sure he'll be able to do it. That's a good attack round. Good reaction from Babaorum over here. He's trying to flank the units. And as you know about that, that was a good shot. Another one coming up sometime soon. I think so. Slam looks so constant and stable in Ordinary Ladder, but I think he's nervous in tournaments. I think that's probably it. He's much more consistent in ranked games, and anxiety might strike when playing tournaments. But I guess it's also going to depend on which tournaments, right? Because like on this one, it's got a decent prize pool. It's really good. It's a comparable prize pool to Terranova duos, but it's just for one as opposed to a duo. But it's not like $30,000, $20,000. It's not S tier, you know. I think might allow him to let go a little bit, perhaps. Sorry, what was the question you asked, Nova? Oh yes, Fenrir, you actually have a nickname that is very similar to, or it's actually the same nickname of somebody that I knew as a child in an online forum. And I am pretty curious, where are you from? That'd be an extraordinary coincidence if you were the same person that I'm thinking of. But yeah, let me know. This guy was from Colombia, I think. Was it Colombia or Mexico? Yeah, one of those two. I think it was Colombia. Okay, it's a castle on the way for Babaorum. In Slam, Slam's getting the castle up over here. That's gonna be the second castle for him. And he's getting very close to having the resources to go up to the Imperial Age as well. So very soon we'll see Cherry Chase. And the possibility of going for Werewolf as well is going to be very strong for Slam as well. At the very least until Babaorum is able to get to the Imperial Age himself. Oh, you're from India. Okay, so it's absolutely not the case that you're the person that I'm thinking of. Then it's just based on my interest in Norse mythology and wolves. Yeah, okay, okay. Thank you. Yeah, I know Fenrir is the name of a mythological character, right? Sounds out, that's GG. Baron should be able to go up himself as well, but it's gonna be so much later. I'm really sure if he'll be able to get anything out on time, especially if Slam commits to trebuchet production, for instance. He could go for 2 trebuchets as he's got 2 castles right away. And Baron, if you want to go for BBC, first off, that'll be extremely risky given that Slam's been going for Lombos for the most part, which means that after he gets Elite or even Yeoman, these Lombos are going to take care of Bombard Cannons fine, right? But if Baron wanted to go for trebuchets, he will be completely outproduced by Slam, so he doesn't really have any options. He calls a GG right away in Slam, guys. He moves on to the next stage where he'll be facing, in the main event, one of the 8 invited players. As we already saw who in the previous set qualified, we'll take a look at the brackets to see who they'll be facing respectively next week. And then tomorrow we are going to have the 4 remaining sets for the round of 16, alright? So let's go and take a look at the achievements. What do we get? We have for military a very nice KD for Slam, surpassing 72 KD ratio. As for economy, he ended up collecting, wow, over 5,000, 399 resources, like exactly over Babaorum, which is amazing, especially towards the end of the game. This is remarkable, especially because of the fact that Babaorum was faster to the Castle Age and he was the first one to go out for extra TCs, right? So there's a little bit of a slope over here, I guess you can call it, where, you know, Babaorum was starting to get ahead in villager count, and then as the pressure came in from Slam, he was able to, yeah, get the lead back over here. It was just going to keep on going higher and higher for the red player, of course. Well done. Well done, 20 extra villagers towards the end of the game. Beautiful.